You are the eyes and ears of your team. Moving fast and staying hidden are your bread and butter. You've got a sharp eye, quick reflexes, and just a dash of insanity. You're a scout. As a scout, your role is to support your fellow teammates by spotting enemy tanks and calling out targets. Enemies that go unspotted are basically invisible to your teammates, and while any tank can spot an enemy, scouts are the best spotters around. To do this, you'll need to move fast and use the terrain to your advantage as you sneak your way towards the enemy team, utilizing your long sight distance to highlight targets for your teammates. Once you spot an enemy tank, teammates in your radio range will become aware of its location, allowing them to roll in and annihilate the target. For every tank you spot that gets destroyed by a teammate, you will earn experience. Good scout commanders can rack up a considerable score solely by spotting targets for his team. The most basic scout tank strategy is to charge towards the enemy team using your tank's speed and maneuverability to avoid enemy fire. This method gives you the chance to earn a great deal of points, as you can often spot a large number of enemy tanks quickly. It is, however, incredibly risky. The second approach utilizes the tank's camouflage and view range more so than its speed. Once the match begins, rush forward and search for a concealed location to spot enemy tanks for your team. Unlike all other classes, the camo factor for a light tank is not influenced by movement. Look for groupings of bushes overlooking the enemy's path. Hiding behind these bushes makes maximum use of your tank's camouflage while also giving you a great position for spotting enemy tanks as they pass by. Use the radio menu to call up the Mark for Attack command and call out high priority targets like artillery or tank destroyers. If you have found a good hiding place, stay put. You can still move your turret to spot enemies, but resist the temptation to fire on a spotted enemy tank, especially in higher tier matches. Firing only increases your chances of being spotted, and it is likely that you won't be able to hold your own against larger, more powerful tanks. If you are spotted, be sure to have an escape route planned out and use your tank's speed to fall back to a safe location, utilizing the terrain for cover if you can. Finally, though it might seem obvious, the most important thing for a scout tank commander to remember is to stay alive. If you are destroyed in a match, your teammates will lose sight of all the enemies you have spotted for them. Keep these basic tips in mind, and you'll be able to avoid the scrap heap. Good luck. Offense, defense, flanking, you can do it all. You're the versatile team player who knows that fights are better when you bring your friends. You are a medium tank. Your job is to work alongside your fellow mediums, using your versatility to your advantage. You are the Swiss Army knife of the tank classes, and you must always go where you are needed most. Whether that is flanking the enemy, hunting down enemy scouts, or defending your base. Medium tanks should always be ready to redeploy or change objectives at a moment's notice. Often in battle, medium tanks will find themselves working in packs to flank enemies from the side or the rear while they are distracted by other larger tanks. However, flanking the enemy is only one part of what you will bring to the battle as a medium tank. Medium tanks are incredibly effective at hunting down and destroying enemy scouts. With only slightly slower speeds than the light scouts and more powerful weapons, medium tanks can quickly be called upon to destroy a scout tank before it can wreak havoc behind your lines. As a medium tank, you are often the best line of defense against enemy tanks that are trying to flank your artillery and tank destroyers. Heavy tanks will be too slow to make it in time, and light tanks will often be too far away. Though the medium tanks are fairly similar, they have small differences that set them apart from each other. Some medium tanks are faster, while others have a more powerful gun or slightly better armor. Take the time to learn your tank's individual strengths and weaknesses and use this knowledge to plan your attack strategies. Because medium tanks are so varied and versatile, they work best in packs, with each commander knowing exactly what their role is based on their tank's individual strengths. For example, destroying a heavy tank would be a considerable feat for a lone medium tank, but a pack of mediums can use distraction and flanking techniques to more easily take down the much larger foe. Though medium tanks aren't known for dealing a lot of damage on their own, if you work together and keep moving, you will be a considerable force on the battlefield and indispensable to your teammates. Stay together, stay rolling, stay alive. This is the mantra of the medium tank. When the battle starts, you lead the charge. Never one to back down from a fight, enemies think twice before tangling with you. You are the front line. You're a heavy tank. The most common task for a heavy on the battlefield is simple. Charge into the enemy and deal as much damage as possible. While the enemy tanks are busy focusing on you, their teammates in the medium or light tanks can circle around to flank the enemy, wearing them down and making them much easier to take out. As a heavy, you will often find yourself taking the brunt of the enemy onslaught, but your armor is thick and your weapon powerful. You can take it. Even though heavy tanks are similar, there are some distinct differences between heavies from different countries. For example, the American heavy tanks have strong turret armor, but their side armor is slightly weaker. This makes them ideal for using the hull down method. Using hills for cover, exposing only your turret, allows you to fire on enemies while minimizing your risk of taking significant damage. This makes American heavy tanks perfect for the more open maps. German heavy tanks, with their slightly more powerful guns and thicker angled armor, are more suited for urban maps, where they can utilize the diamond or angled positioning to aim around the sides of buildings. Take the time to learn each country's strengths and weaknesses as they become available, and you'll be more likely to save yourself from destruction. While it is true that most of the time you'll be on the front lines, this isn't necessarily always going to be the case. The differences between heavies from different countries means that some heavies can perform just as well in a support role. Work with your team to determine the best use of your heavy at any given time on the field. Finally, remember this. Though your heavy tank can take quite a bit of punishment, it is probably not going to be the fastest or most responsive vehicle on the battlefield. Your greatest threats are packs of the faster light or medium tanks, as they can circle around you, outrunning your turret's turn speed. Or worse, calling you out as a target for artillery and tank destroyers. One strategy you can use to take care of faster enemies is to rotate your hull and your turret at the same time. This will increase the overall turn speed of your turret and give you a better chance of getting a faster enemy in your sights. If you work together with your team and use your gun power and armor durability to your advantage, even the most vicious packs of tanks will have a hard time putting an end to your dominance on the battlefield. Take your time and pick your shot. You're patient, calculating, and you know that the real best defense is a very, very big gun. In this world of tanks, you are a tank destroyer. As a tank destroyer, your job is simple. Snipe enemy tanks from afar and help defend key objectives and choke points on the map. With more frontal armor and a larger gun than most other classes, the best position for your tank destroyer is behind your team. Rely on your camouflage to keep you hidden and deadly, rather than rolling straight out to the front lines. Keep an eye out for enemies that your scouts have spotted and use your sight distance to your advantage. Unleash on enemy tanks as soon as they come in range and call out priority targets to your team, such as damaged enemies or an incoming scout. Remember to use the Mark for Attack command in your radial menu to communicate with your fellow tank commanders. A good tank destroyer picks his shots carefully, aiming for key weak points in enemy armor, such as command hatches, viewports, turret rings, or even flat surfaces. Aiming for weak points will give your opponents little chance to retaliate and greatly improve your odds in battle. Your tough frontal armor will come in handy, as most tank destroyers do not have a rotating turret or a very fast turning speed. Their forward focus makes tank destroyers ideal for defending objectives. Look for choke points and bottlenecks, such as narrow streets or valleys, where you can use your strong frontal armor and immense firepower to stop enemies in their tracks. Though tank destroyers work best as sniper units, it is important to keep moving. Stay with your team, but stay far enough back where you can do the most damage. Be sure to keep an eye on your radar and watch out for enemy scouts trying to flank your tank destroyer from the side or the rear where your armor is weaker. Their guns can do considerable damage to your tank destroyer if they manage to get behind you, or worse, they can mark you as a target for enemy artillery fire. Placing a large piece of cover between you and the enemy artillery should help to protect you from its deadly shells. Don't get caught out in the open, and you'll increase your chances of survival tenfold. Keep these pointers in mind, and your tank destroyer will be a force to be reckoned with. Remember, face forward or face destruction. You know how to pace yourself. In the heat of battle, you know that you might have only one shot. But your reach is long, and your attack mighty. One shot is all you need. You're an artillery commander. Playing as an artillery tank means taking a more strategic approach than with other classes. You must cover your team's advance by shelling the enemy tanks from long range. To do this, you must rely on your allies to be your eyes on the battlefield. It is important to pay close attention to the battle map, so that you will always know who on your team needs your support. As your teammates charge into battle, you should stay back behind them. Find a good location that is well covered by bushes, rocks, or buildings, and wait for your fellow tanks to begin spotting enemies so that you might unleash your massive weapons on the helpless opposition. As an artillery tank, you will have an unprecedented view of the battlefield. However, enemy tanks will not begin to appear until your teammates, especially scouts, get close enough to spot them. Once you have an enemy in sight, take aim and fire. Though your attack is incredibly powerful, your reload and aim times are significantly longer than most other classes. Plan your attacks accordingly and make sure you have a clean shot before you fire. Always make sure the targeting line is green before you open fire. If the line is red, there is an obstacle blocking your shot, and you need to reposition your tank or you will waste your ammo. Pay attention to the size of your targeting reticle. As your reticle gets smaller, your chances of hitting the target increase. If your enemy is on the move, remember to lead the target to land a successful hit. Also, it is good to remember that just because an enemy disappears from your view does not mean that he isn't there anymore. All it means is that you or your teammates have lost line of sight on the enemy. Try opening fire on the last location where you saw the tank. You might score a lucky hit on the enemy even though you can't see him. If an enemy takes cover behind a rock or a building, you will likely not be able to score a direct hit. However, should your tank happen to have a stock of explosive ammunition, you can fire a shot near your target, and the splash damage might be enough to force him out into the open. It is possible for enemy artillery or tank destroyers to locate you by following your tracers. A good artillery commander keeps moving between shots, finding new cover and better positions from which he can support his team. Always stay in cover as much as possible. The greatest threat to an artillery tank is having a flank exposed for an enemy scout to exploit. Staying in cover and maintaining good battlefield awareness is the easiest way to protect against enemy flanking attacks. Even though scout armor is considerably weaker, their superior speed and rate of fire can spell trouble for your artillery. Should you find yourself in an up-close engagement, you will greatly increase your chances of survival by calling out an incoming enemy tank before it gets too close. Doing so notifies your teammates that you are under attack. Finally, remember that just because you can see an enemy from your cover doesn't necessarily mean they can see you. Consider your options before opening fire or moving. If the enemy has yet to spot you, try marking him for your teammates instead of opening fire and possibly giving yourself away. It is possible for artillery to turn the tide of a battle in a few shots, so it is important to keep yourself protected and alive as long as you can. Heed this advice, and your artillery tank will rain down destruction on your enemies. Good luck. If you want the most powerful tanks, the best upgrades, and the best loadouts, and let's be honest, who doesn't? The first thing you need to learn are the ins and outs of researching and purchasing packages. The two most important resources for researching and purchasing packages are experience and silver. And there is only one way to get both: get in the fight. Everything you do in battle, every tank you damage, every enemy you spot for a teammate, every base you capture or defend will earn you experience and silver. After every match, you will be able to see just how much experience and silver you earned. Note that players with premium accounts will have special bonuses which increase how much experience and silver they earn. If you are skilled enough to take out a tank of a higher tier than your own, you'll also notice that you've been rewarded with a bump in experience and silver. It is important to note that there are two different types of experience: tank experience and free experience. The tank experience you earn can only be used towards the upgrade and improvement of the tank you earned the experience on, while free experience can be used on nearly anything you want, on any tank you want. Once you've finished a few battles and earned enough experience and silver, you will be able to start upgrading your tank through the upgrade menu, located either in the garage or in the tech tree. Once in the package menu, you will notice a small tree of upgrade packages for your tank that are available for research. Researching packages will require you to spend some experience. Researching a package will not only make the next package in the tree available for research, but it might also unlock new tanks in the tech tree. Once you have researched a package by spending the necessary experience, the package will then be unlocked and available for purchase. Just as researching a package costs experience, purchasing a package will cost you silver. Generally, the package upgrades farthest to the right are the best packages you can get for your tank. Naturally, you cannot research or purchase an upgrade unless you have already researched the upgrade before it. Another important thing to note: should you see two upgrades one above the other, this usually indicates that while the packages are similar, there is likely to be a key difference you should consider. All packages have an icon that will indicate the best use for that package. For example, a package with a shield icon will be geared more towards defense, while a package with a sword icon will be geared more for offense. You can also note the difference between packages and compare them to your current loadout by looking at the statistics. It is important to remember that you do not need to purchase an upgrade package to advance. You only need to research it. So if you have your eye on a particular package, you can simply research the packages before it in the tree and save yourself some silver. You may notice that some packages have modules in them that you have already researched in a previous upgrade package. Don't worry. Because you've already researched some modules in the package, the experience cost to research the package is decreased. However, you will still have to pay the silver cost to purchase the package. One last thing, Commander. Once you've completely researched all the upgrades for a tank, including any tanks that can become unlocked, you have reached what we call elite status. Elite status tanks will continue to earn experience and silver. Should you like to learn more about what you can do with the extra experience, be sure to check out our video on converting experience. As for other ways to spend silver, you can always customize your tank's ammunition or even customize your tank's appearance in the upgrade menu. Researching and purchasing upgrade packages for your tank is vital for your survival on the battlefield. By bringing the best upgrade packages into battle, you'll be sure to roll right over your enemies. Good luck. With a vast array of exclusive benefits and performance enhancements, premium tanks set you apart on the battlefield. An elite grouping of vehicles perfect for any type of player, whether they are out to gain an edge in battle or simply looking to nab rare collectibles, premium tanks are truly in a class all their own. Premium tanks come with a number of unique benefits, both on and off the battlefield. Many of them come with bonus rewards that, while significant on their own, are even greater when used with the premium account. Premium tanks that are found in the tech tree will be marked with unique labels. While you can find a number of premium tanks in the tech tree, be sure to check out the store as well. Many unique premium tanks can be found here, including some that are only available for a limited time, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled. Each premium tank is unique and comes with its own different set of advantages. Some will come with higher silver or experience bonuses, while others have refined matchmaking, putting you in battles that are better suited for your tank and tier. Premium tanks don't just have benefits off the battlefield. In battle, you will also find that many premium tanks offer combat advantages such as competitive armor, camo, speed, or gun damage. Not to mention that you will never have to spend silver or experience to upgrade a premium tank, as they all come fully upgraded when you purchase them. This also means that all the experience you earn on a premium tank will instantly be available for conversion into free experience. Premium tanks offer you a chance to try new tiers, earn more silver, and quickly earn experience. If you do your research and find the premium tanks that are best for you and your battle strategies, you will find yourself to be a formidable challenge on the battlefield, in a class all your own. If you plan to survive the cutthroat warfare in World of Tanks, you're going to need all the help you can get. This is where consumables come into play. Supplies are found in the upgrade menu under Consumables. They can improve the performance of your tank and your crew in battle, or even save your tank from destruction, if used at the right moment. Supplies come in two different types, active and passive. Active supplies are triggered by you in battle, while passive supplies are constantly working. Though you should select a supply loadout that best suits your tank's strengths and weaknesses, as well as your playstyle, there are three particular supplies every commander should consider taking into battle. First of those is the Small Repair Kit. The Small Repair Kit repairs a single damaged module on your tank, such as your turret, or, in this case, your tank treads. When used at the right moment, a small repair kit could mean the difference between survival and destruction. It is important to remember that a small repair kit can only be used once, so make sure you utilize it at the best possible moment to ensure your survival. Also, when the match is over, be sure to buy another small repair kit before you head back out to battle. Or, you can check the auto resupply box to have the small repair kit resupply if you use it in the match. Unless, of course, you don't have enough silver to resupply. Next up on our list of essentials, the Small First Aid Kit. Losing a crew member can drastically affect your tank's performance in battle. Lose your gunner, and your tank's accuracy will drop. Lose your driver, and your tank will become more difficult to control. If the commander becomes incapacitated, all of your stats will suffer. Use the Small First Aid Kit to get your injured crew member back on his feet and keep your tank rolling strong. Just like the small repair kit, the small first aid kit can only be used once and must be replenished before you join a new match, either by buying a new one manually or using the auto resupply option in the Consumables menu. Last on our list of essentials is the manual fire extinguisher. Any well-placed shot can cause your tank to catch fire. A fire in your tank can quickly lead to your destruction. The manual fire extinguisher will deal with the fire and allow you to stay in the fight. Each of the supplies discussed so far has a premium version as well that carries more benefits, but likely costs gold rather than silver. Use them wisely. There are many other types of supplies out there, from special fuels that affect your tank's engine power to food supplies that give your crew's skills a little extra boost. As we've mentioned before, some supplies are considered passive, meaning you do not need to use them in a match. They are always on and assisting you in battle. Some of these include gasoline, automatic fire extinguishers, and all the food-based supplies like the case of cola for Americans, pudding and tea for the British, or chocolate for the Germans. Remember that any active consumable you use can be automatically resupplied by checking the auto resupply box in the Consumables menu. This is also true for any passive consumables you might use. Make sure you have enough silver or gold to cover the cost of your consumables, or they will not auto-resupply. Supplies are one of the best ways to augment your tank and your crew's abilities. Select the right supplies for your tank and your play style, and you will find yourself poised to bring home victory. So you've duked it out with the other players on the battlefield and relished in your victories. Now it is time to take the experience you have been earning on the battlefield and use it to reward yourself with better weapons, equipment, and even better tanks. Whenever you complete a battle in World of Tanks, the experience you earn is divided into two different categories: tank experience and free experience. So what is the difference? Tank experience can only be used to research packages on the tank or research the next tank in the tech tree. Free experience, on the other hand, can be used for practically anything you want, on any tank you want. Your tank experience allows you to unlock better packages for your tank. As you research packages for your tank, newer, higher-tier tanks will become available for you to research. Once a tank's research tree has been completed, that tank will become known as Elite. Elite tanks are likely to be the best tanks you have in your garage and will be your best weapons for raining destruction on the battlefield. And they will continue to earn tank experience after each battle. Since tank experience is exclusive to the tank you earned it on, what are you supposed to do when your tank is elite and has gone as far as it can go? The answer is simple. Convert the tank experience into free experience. In the garage, select the Store tab, and you will find an option to convert experience. Converting experience will cost you some gold, but you may find the benefits are worth the cost. You can only convert experience from premium tanks or tanks that have reached elite status. Select the amount of free experience you wish to convert, and the bank will pull the appropriate amount of tank experience from your elite tanks. Remember, this costs gold, so take care to convert wisely. Once you have converted tank experience to free experience, you can use it to research new tanks or even new packages for the other tanks you already have in your garage. A great path to earning convertible experience is to purchase a premium tank. Since all premium tanks are already at elite status the moment you purchase them, the experience they earn in battle can immediately be converted to free experience, allowing you to use the experience you earn with your premium tank anywhere you want. Many premium tanks have bonuses that allow them to earn experience faster than other tanks. And all that extra experience can be converted to free experience. Using a premium tank and converting its experience is a great alternative to grinding it out on the battlefield with another low-level tank. And if you happen to have a premium account, the experience bonus is even higher. Whether you are using it to earn new upgrades or to research new tanks for your garage, converting experience from your elite and premium tanks is one of the best ways to make sure all your tanks are rolling strong. The World of Tanks battlefield is an unforgiving and brutal arena. You have but one chance for glory, and you must do everything you can to ensure victory, especially when it comes to picking the right equipment for the job. Outfitting your tank with the right equipment starts in the garage. Highlight the tank you wish to outfit and bring up the upgrade menu. Adding equipment to your tank will boost its performance on the battlefield. Equipment might be a bit pricey for some, but unlike supplies, equipment does not need to be resupplied after each battle. It is permanently attached to your tank, unless you choose to remove or replace it yourself. You should always utilize equipment that best fits your own playstyle and tank class. Select equipment that will either improve on your strengths or help to reduce your tank's shortcomings. For example, if you tend to play as a sniper, look for equipment that either improves your tank's camouflage, such as the camouflage net, or equipment that improves your view range, such as a binocular telescope. Should your favorite sniping tank have a slower reload time, you could make up for it by adding a medium caliber tank gun rammer. If you prefer playing as a scout, always on the move, you may want to enhance your scout tank's already excellent maneuverability by adding some enhanced vertical coil springs. Or, on the other hand, you may want to better protect your scout from explosions and ramming damage with a small spall liner. Though you should choose your equipment loadout based on your playstyle, there are a few equipment choices that are universally beneficial, such as the wet ammo rack, which helps protect your ammo stockpile from damage, or the toolbox, which increases your repair speed. Equipment that is currently mounted to your tank will be noted by a green check mark. Should you wish to demount any piece of equipment, simply select it in the equipment list and confirm. Though it will cost you 10 gold to demount equipment, you will get a full silver refund for the original purchase. Alternatively, you can choose to destroy the equipment at no gold cost, but you will not get the silver refund. Outfitting your tank with the right equipment is one of the best ways to make sure all your tanks are rolling strong. Good luck.